Hi, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Melina and today we're going to be doing my 10 before the end. So I cannot believe the year is almost over. It's November this week. I think today is the 27th or something like that. And so time has been flying by. And as always, I get a little bit ahead of myself. I'm behind on my 20 and 2025. I've not really kept up to my TBRs too strictly, but I do tend to read the books that are on my lists eventually. Like I put them at the top of my TBR, so to say. Like I do want to read them as soon as possible. And so I thought I would make a list of books that I really want to finish before the year ends. A lot of these books are in my 20 and 2025. Some of these are new releases that have come out recently and I know I want to read them during this time period while it's fall winter season. The first one I want to read is As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows. People rave about this book and I always put it off because it just seems really sad, but I know it's going to be a great book. And sometimes I feel like it's really important to balance out like books for entertainment and books that might be a little bit heavier, books that you need to analyze a little bit more, books that just have these life lessons or things that you could learn or things that will just stick with you longer. And I feel like this book will have that. So As Long as the Lemon Tree is one of the books on my list. Then I put The Night Circus on my list. I did put a bookmark and then ended up reading something else, so I didn't really finish it, but I think I'm going to really like this. People recommend this book if you like Caraval, and they even say that this is better than the Caraval series, but it's a single book. And I personally like a lot of things in Caraval. I did feel like the writing is not the strongest compared to some other books, and I do think Stephanie Garber's Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy is written better than the Caraval series. I just really like the scavenger hunt circus aspect, and this has that, so I think I'm going to really enjoy this. So I want to read this before the year ends. Of course, this wouldn't be a fall book TBR without If It Makes You Happy. This is a book that's caught my eye in September or whenever this came out. Technically, this seemed to be an indie book as far as Goodreads has said. I think it came out in last year, but it got traditionally published, and so this is the new traditionally published cover, and I love this cover. I think it is so stunning. It is so beautiful, and I love a good fall romance. Everyone has really enjoyed this as far as I've seen online. Most people tend to find it really fun and heartwarming and just really cute. And it does seem a little long for a romance. It's almost 500 pages, which is a little ridiculous, but maybe it makes sense. I don't know, but I'm excited to read this one. Then of course, this book has been on my TBR for many years. It's actually a book in my 20 and 2025, and it is Tomorrow Times 3 by Gabrielle Zevin. This book is supposed to be really great. I don't really know that much about what it's about. I think it's about two people who are video game creators. They program and design video games, and that's all I know. Everyone has said this book is amazing, and I can't believe that I've been putting it off for so long. So I think it's time to finally put it to the forefront of my mind and just read it before the year ends. Then this is another kind of new release, and it is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is her latest release. This came out this year. It has to do with astronauts and space, and honestly, Taylor Jenkins Reid could do no wrong when it comes to a historical fiction story. I feel like she does it really well, and no matter what the topic is, I find myself interested in it, and I've heard that this one is excellent, so I look forward to reading it. Then I have Mistborn. I want to read this book so badly. This book is supposed to be the start of the Cosmere. A lot of people recommend starting here. I have a list, I think it's 28 books long, of what the Cosmere and how I should read it. So I have a lot of books to read and I really want to start. This book is tall. Look at compared to my head. It is large. The font is very small and it's almost 600 pages, but he is supposed to be one of the kings of the fantasy genre, and I just want to have my own opinion finally on this series. So I'm really excited to read this one. Of course, I've been putting this book off all year, and it is Daisy Haites and the Great Undoing. It is the final Daisy Haites book that is released at the moment, and after this then I would have to read Magnolia Park's Long Way Home, and I just have been putting this off. These books cause a lot of emotional damage. Every time I read them, they're really sad and complicated, and the characters are really complex, and the writing style is really unique. It is conversational almost. I personally really enjoy the Jessa Hastings' writing style, so I've been wanting to read this one. Of course, I have the UK covers. I got these through Blackwell's. They do ship to the United States. I wanted these, even though I do believe that they're currently redesigning these covers in the US to be this style as well, so you could buy either or, but this is the cover that I I have, and I've been putting it off for far too long. It is time to finish the series. And finally, another new release. It is Good Spirits by BK Borison. I love her writing. I feel like it's the perfect amount of cheesy and heartwarming. I feel like her writing has actually gotten better as her books continued on. Like, I think Love Light Farms is like cheesy, bordering on almost too cheesy, while then as you continue onwards, I feel like she finds her groove a little bit more and becomes more confident in her writing. As you continue the series, you see that. I mean, I didn't even finish the series, but I've read a whole bunch of her books. She wrote First Time Caller, and I think that book is so fun. It's cheesy, it's heartwarming, the found family is so good. I love seeing all the secondary characters, and they felt very much developed. And I'm excited because this is the book that comes, it's not related to First Time Caller, but this is her most recent release since First Time Caller, and for that I'm excited. And this one had this really nice sprayed edges. They have like ribbons. I think it's supposed to be a Christmas book, and so I think this is an appropriate book to put on my 20 and 2025. I actually am a lover of Christmas books. They're not supposed to really give me much more than entertainment, but I love that. I like to get in the Christmas spirit, and I usually read at least 2 or 3 winter books. They don't necessarily need to be a Christmas book. They could be Hanukkah based, they could be New Year's based, but I love a winter romance, like something that actually takes place in the winter. And this one looks so cute. It's supposed to be, I think he is a ghost of some sort, like a ghost of a ghost, and she runs an antique shop or works at an antique shop. He's a ghost of Christmas past, so this is literally full Christmas here, and I'm really looking forward to it. And the cover art's actually super fun and cute. And the final book on my list is actually fan fiction, and I've been wanting to read Manacled. I know that they took Manacled off of AO3, but I actually downloaded it onto my Kindle before they took it off of AO3, and so I have a copy on my Kindle and I plan to read that as well. I know it's really long, I know it's really dark, I know it's really just like all the feelings. It is supposed to be a crossover of Harry Potter and The Handmaid's Tale, like plot-wise Handmaid's Tale, but the book is based in the Harry Potter world and what would have happened if in the 5th book, The Order of the Phoenix, they had lost the war, or maybe not the 5th book, maybe it's just like in the Deathly Hallows, they lost the big war, basically the bad guys won. And I think this book is supposed to take place after that fact. So I'm intrigued and interested to see where this goes. I secretly love the Hermione like fanfiction, that whole like trope of people loving and wanting them to be together. So I'm intrigued and I'm excited to see where, you know, my thoughts on that is. But yeah, these are my 10 books in 2025, and I hope to actually achieve my goal and read all of them before then. Thank you for watching, and until next time, guys, bye.